Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Something that happens by chance, I think not. Hello everyone and welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope you are all well. Today's video is an update on Iconic Labs. I've spoke about them before in a previous video. Please click the link here to see all about that. But it's been a bit of a bumpy road so far in the Iconic Labs dream. I spoke about all the good news that was coming out about the partnerships, and looks like they're going to make profit for the first time. I'm really starting to turn a corner. And then allegations came out about unpaid loans and debts and stuff like that. Today I have a wee bit more clarity, and I just want to go over that with you. And don't forget guys, I'm not a financial advisor. You must do your own due diligence before you buy any stocks. Can't express that enough. As of today, we have seen it shoot up 33%. So we're up 33%, guys. We're absolutely chuffed. I hope people bought the dips. I explained to everybody what I had done is that I pulled out when the news broke, because the fundamentals changed. I pulled out half of my position. It fell, and I reinvested a quarter of that money back in. As it still wasn't too sure. So as it stands, I'm almost back to break even now with the rise of 33%, which is great. So I'm at a clean plate, but I have a lower cost basis than when I originally bought in at. So hopefully we've turned the corner, and we'll discuss this now. As I said, I've done a couple of videos on Iconic Labs. Last week I spoke about the allegations that were made and Iconic's response. This is another response that has come back. I didn't see the point in an issue in another video straight away. I wanted to see how sort of the past week settled in terms of the stock, but this is what was released last week. EHGO responds to allegations made by Iconic Labs. In a statement, EHGO said, from the start of the current management's journey with Iconic, EHGO has consistently provided significant support for Iconic and his management team, as we have for all the businesses that we invest in. We cannot, however, allow the misstatements contained in Iconic's press release from the 14th to the 18th of January to stand uncorrected. So that's the reports that I talked about in the previous video. Iconic alleges that EHGO refused to provide the investment monies due under a loan for which it has subscribed. What Iconic did not say, however, is that the reason why EHGO did not do so is because the conditions precedent to EHGO's obligation to do so had not been met by Iconic. Among other things, Iconic were in breach of our financing agreement by not having share assurance authorities in place to cover the conversion of existing and new notes. Accordingly, it was Iconic that did not meet the necessary conditions for the withdrawal and did not breach its financing agreement with Iconic. Iconic has incorrectly stated that there was an agreement in principle. Whilst it was true EHGO negotiated with Iconic in good faith to try and find a resolution to Iconic's financing needs and its breach of our finance agreement and several proposals, these were similarly rejected by Iconic and its board. Sadly, it was Iconic who eventually abandoned negotiations over our settlement. With respect to our financing agreement, following that, EHGO, which has a duty to its investors to pursue the amounts which are outstanding, had no alternative but to issue proceedings to the High Court in London. That said, we are glad that Iconic has confirmed that it has always been and remains open to reaching a settlement on commercially practical and sensible terms. If they genuinely wish to engage again in dialogue with us, we will of course be delighted to do so and wait their contact. Then in the end, they just wrap up by saying that they don't want to pretty much go through this mudslinging match over the internet. So if you look at the last week's chart, it was on the decline. All the allegations, the responses, stuff like that all came out. Sort of the 19th then is when this article that I'm talking about now has come out. So I waited to see what way it would go. It's tailed off towards the end of the week. Fridays are normally a slow day anyway. So it was interesting to see what way it opened up today, and 33% up is pretty damn good for today. So what that would spell to me is that people, and this is kind of stock with small, with low volume and low beer, there's going to be big swings, and that's usually made by insiders. Now we have got the end of the month. It could be a lot of people looking at this and going a bargain based on all the stuff that I had previously talked about. End of the month, they're trying to snap it up for their portfolios going forward. But with that and these articles back and forth, to me there's a wee bit of a silver lining. It looks like there is a wee bit of an issue there, but both parties want to get it sorted, and they will get it sorted. And if Iconic, going back to all the stuff that I previously mentioned about, if all of that is to flourish the way that I believe it can, then there's no reason why this stock just won't go to the moon. So it's exciting. Anyone that was able to buy in perhaps at the very lows of those dips are sitting very, very nice right now. If that's the video, just a quick update. Again, I'll keep them coming. Any sort of bits of news, keep it coming. We're all in this one together. I am excited about Iconic. I still believe in the stock. But listen, if you've enjoyed the video, please like, please subscribe, hit the alert bell, keep us in date with more of these kind of videos as and when they come out. Thanks very much. Yeah.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Something that happens by chance, I think not.